Scrolling through on my watch supplier's website, I'd always noticed this one. Not particularly interested, but at $3.50, I thought I'd give it a go, see what it's like, and give it a quick review. This is the ORUSS. It doesn't actually have a designation apart from 1853, which I think is copying someone else. There you go. Let's have a look at this thing. Good day to you all, and welcome back to another BBW review. So this watch, as I mentioned, I had absolutely no interest in it apart from the price of $3.50, which is the only reason I bought it. And since buying it, I guess about a year ago, I have never worn it for a number of different reasons. There's nothing really that grabs me about this watch or have any interest in wanting to wear it apart from the dial. The dial is actually quite nice, just the colour. Everything else is kind of bland. So let's start with the basic specs for this watch. Pretty standard dimensions. You have a 40mm across the diameter there. The lug to lug is a 48mm. They're quite small lugs and they do angle down to fit the wrist. You have a very slim height of 8mm and the tiniest crown I have on a watch, which is just 3mm. Now the lug width is 20mm, so pretty standard measurements all around, but a watch that I think is below standard, even at $3.50. So looking at this thing in a bit more detail, the case itself is alloy, and it's kind of, I'm not sure if it's painted at all, but I wouldn't trust that lasting, that coating on top there, for too long. It will last quite a long time with me because it will never see the light of day again. There is no bezel, so to speak of. I'm not sure what that material is. I don't think it's mineral crystal. I think it's glass, the kind you have on your windows. It's clearly going to be the cheapest glass that they could find, as are all the other materials on this watch. So the dial itself, as I mentioned, I quite like the colour. It has a nice sunburst, but that's the only outstanding feature of this watch. You have painted profiles. It's a very minimalist watch. You have painted yellow or yellowy gold profiles on the hours. There's no minute markers. The hands themselves are as plain as the profiles themselves. You have just these gold stick hands and a stick second hand. The second hand itself, I think, does almost reach all the markers. Almost, which is quite nice. One of the only nice things about this watch. Below the 12, you have the name ORUSS, not ORUSS, ORUSS, and below that 1853. Clearly, this manufacturer has not been in service for that long. It's probably about 10 years old, I'd guess, this manufacturer. Above the 6, you have Quartz printed, and that's basically it. Let's quickly do the minute hand jump. So positioning the minute hand over the 12, and I'll give this 3 attempts. 1, 2, 3. Slight jump there. Again, 1, 2, 3. Slight jump backwards there. And once more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And again, a slight jump backwards. But not a precision instrument anyway. The movement itself, I'm not sure, but it's going to be absolutely bog standard. The cheapest movement that I'm sure ORUSS could find. And I'm not actually quite sure how they can make these for so cheap. So at $3.50, that's the movement, the case, the materials on the dial and the strap itself for $3.50. I'm sure they have a razor thin profit margin, but this is a very popular sell on the website where I buy most of my watches. And I guess the only reason it is very popular, again, is $3.50. So let's have a look at the back of this thing. So on the back you're going to get a press down cover, which is stainless steel and water resistant. It has a Japanese movement, but I'm not sure which, but again, it will be the cheapest one this company can find to use in their watches. The water resistance is probably bog standard at 30 meters. Let me just peel that off. And there you go. The maker's name, ORUSS, in the center, and 1853 below that. Again, I'm just sure they picked any number at random to put on there. Nothing else I can say about that. Absolute quality. Let's have a look at this strap now. So with that 20mm lug width and those awful lugs, absolutely bland as can be, hanging off of that, you're going to get an equally terrible strap. It's really bad. It does its job, I suppose, and for $3.50 I can't expect more, but oh, what an awful strap for an awful watch. But it does work. The keepers, the flimsy of keepers, they're almost like paper covered in black. You get one fixed and one floating keeper, and a reasonable amount of holes for the slimmest of wrists. I need one more hole actually, but I'm not going to bother because I'm not going to wear it. I'm only going to wear it once, and that is to show you what this thing is like on the wrist. So saying that, let's have a look at this thing on the wrist. And there she blows in all her glory. So as I mentioned, it is very slim. I can't remember if it's 8 or 9mm, but it does hug the wrist quite well. Now, it's a bit loose on my wrist. I need an extra hole driven in there, but as I mentioned, I just can't be bothered. I won't be wearing this again at all. It's just, I only bought it because I was fooled by that cheap price of $3.50, and despite that price, you can get a lot, much better watches than this for that price, as I've actually showed on this channel before. So apart from that, quite a nice blue sunburst with a contrast of the gold or yellow profiles, that does look quite nice, but that feature doesn't last too long, and I promise you, you won't be wanting to wear this longer than I am at the moment. Yeah, it's as bland as you can get. And that case, how much thought went into the design of that case? Absolutely no curves at all. It's just completely flat. But what do you expect for $3.50? And there you go. The ORUSS 1853. So there you have it, the ORUSS 1853 quartz watch. It is an ultra budget watch at $3.50, and despite that, even though it's a very low price, I wouldn't recommend it because I would never wear it. So there you go, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again with another watch on the green chair. Until then, as always, take it easy.